Professor Sharp entered the potions classroom with no unnecessary introductions.
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school.
He began, his voice as sharp as his name.
As fifth years, you will be required to reach new heights of both discipline and intellect.
He crossed the classroom with a pronounced limp, his dark, shoulder-length hair framing his face in shadow. The jagged scar running down the left side only added to his formidable presence.
You will begin this term by brewing a Wiggenweld potion.
He continued, scanning the room.
Mr. Taka, can you tell us why this particular potion might come in handy?
A startled Ravenclaw boy scrambled to his feet.
Yes, Professor Sharp. The Wiggenweld potion can be used to sterilize and even heal a variety of injuries.
Professor Sharp gave a small nod.
Points to Ravenclaw.
He said curtly, settling behind his desk.
Before today's class is completed, each of you will have brewed a Wiggenweld potion of your own. You never know when you might need it.
He picked up a quill, lowering his head toward a stack of parchment.
You may begin.
I hesitated, following Sebastian to an empty brewing station. He flipped open his book, throwing me a reassuring grin when he caught my helpless look. Across from us, Ominous was already at work, chopping ingredients. My gaze lingered, first on the fluid precision of his hands, then on the faint red glow of his wand lying beside him like a silent companion. He set down the knife and reached for his book. The pages looked blank at first glance, but I caught the subtle movement of his fingertips brushing over the braille, his cloudy eyes fixed somewhere just above the bubbling cauldron. There was something mesmerizing about the way he worked, unhurried, certain. I couldn't look away.
Miss Carve?
I startled violently. Professor Sharp had materialized beside me, his frown deep and unimpressed.
I would advise you to begin your assignment.
He said coolly.
Unless, of course, they don't teach potions at Beauxbaton.
My face flushed hot. Yes, Professor. Fumbling with my tools, I dropped a sprig of dittany on the floor. Professor Sharp gave Sebastian's cauldron a pointed look, before limping back to his desk without another word. Sebastian leaned in, snickering under his breath.
Use mine.
He whispered, nudging his cutting board toward me.
I've got extra.
I shot him a grateful glance, even if his roots were unevenly cut and a bit bruised. They would do. But my thoughts drifted again, back across the table. An hour and a half later, I surveyed my cauldron with cautious satisfaction. While my potion was far from perfect, at least my eyebrows were still intact, and the liquid inside was the right shade of green. At least, so I hoped. Gareth Weasley, however, had caused a minor explosion, which he seemed oddly pleased about. Isn't he related to Professor Weasley? I whispered, leaning towards Sebastian.
Her nephew.
He muttered back.
Bit of a menace, but harmless.
Despite the chaos, it turned out that only Anne and Henrietta had earned full marks. Even Sebastian and Ominous were handed a rather dry, passable from Professor Sharp, which felt like a small miracle considering the standards he seemed to expect. As we left the classroom, I stretched my arms. Could have gone worse.
Could have gone better.
Sebastian countered, rubbing his chin. Anne appeared at his side.
Ominous will join us later,
She said.
He's scheduling his tutoring.
Of course he was. Always something.